So I got this. I went to do this hydroseed quote last week, and so I show up. He's like, "This is the area." I said, "Okay, everything's great." I'm like, "It's gonna be $3,000 or whatever." He goes, "Great. My buddy down the road just built a house, and he wants hydroseeding too. Maybe we can get a package deal." I'm like, "Okay, maybe. Like, I could if I can spray them all in one day, we can do a little something, right?" Go over to the neighbor, told him his price. All's good. Everybody signed up, ready to go. They're like, "We're gonna finish the topsoil this weekend. You can come in early next week to spray." Weekend passes. It's Monday morning. The first guy calls and says, I'm going to have to push it back indefinitely because the topsoil's not done. He's like, maybe I'll even seed it myself. So here I am with the package deal price, only doing one fucking property now instead of two. And this guy is completely oblivious or ignorant to the fact that he was the one that told me that I could do both jobs and maybe get a better rate, right? Like, so now he's just fucking off on me. It doesn't care about his buddy, and I'm stuck holding the bag to do the second job for cheaper. Like,
well, I would have just said to the second guy, the package deal's over.
Yeah,
Full package.
Yeah,
there's no package.
There's no package. There's no deal.
Then I would have said to him, if you wait 9 years, I'll send people here for free.
No, because there's no job at that point. Not doing any job.
If you wait 9 years for anything, if you contact Natural Designs today, NDL, and you wait 9 years, they'll come to your house for free.
Industry leading warranty. You should put that on your website.
Yeah. No, don't. Because there is no warranty. It's at my discretion. And obviously my discretion is 9 years.
What happened with the pool? Obviously my discretion is 9 years. What happened to the lady with the pool?
So I got a message last Wednesday or Thursday, I think. She says the pool guy's coming over tomorrow. He wants to check something and they're going to start digging soon. I said, great. I'm assuming I don't have to be there. She goes, I don't know. You may have to set grade. I'm like, I'm not in town that day. Like, you have to give me more than half a day's notice. Like, I have things going on. And then that's where the conversation ended. So I don't know. They could be digging this pool for all I know and putting it in at the complete wrong grade and fucking up the entire job, which would be on par with how this pool installer works. But I don't know what sort of shit show I'm walking into.
So the thing I don't understand, this is like a half in-ground, half above ground pool.
Yeah.
What kind of access is there?
There's probably an 8-foot area between the garage and the house that we can access through.
So what are they like when she says they started digging the pool? Like, it's,
well, I don't know if they started digging.
Well, I'm just saying, like, she said they're going to start digging, like, but the way that you said it, that she said to you, like, this is like an extravaganza of digging. I feel like this is something that should be dug in like 3 hours. It's a half in ground, like it's a flat bottom.
So if I tell you about the excavation company they use rented equipment. They don't own a dump truck. They move everything by dump trailer.
Is that's an excavating company?
That's this excavating company.
I don't think you can be an excavating company without having a dump truck, because you could just broker out your dump truck work.
Understood. Yeah.
And I guess you could be an excavating company if you have rental equipment, but I don't know if you're an excavating company if you move all your dirt in a dump trailer. I think that might be the line where perhaps not an excavating company. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't make rules. I don't know the business model. I don't know this guy's numbers.
I don't know his numbers. Yeah, you don't know what maybe he's kicking ass in that dump trailer.
Like, I think he's taken PK's advice and make harsh rules and never change them. That sounds like what he's taking.
I think he's taking Klaus Schwab's advice and owning nothing and loving it.
I don't know nothing. So does this pool guy and this excavating company work together frequently?
Yes,
Yeah, that sounds about on par with
they're
what's going on.
locked together.
So they come and dig the pools. This guy puts them in.
Yeah.
And then you landscape around them.
Yeah. And this will be the third or fourth one now that we do around this pool company.
So this is you've worked with this guy. Has he ever been different?
No, but this is the worst he's been. Like he's never been good, but he's never been this bad.
He's never been good. He's never been as outrageously bad as now.
The last pool I did, I had to switch the whole thing to that resin sand because he completely just put the pool at whatever grade he wanted to put it at. And it didn't work at all with the back deck.
So why did the sand solve the problem?
Because the water doesn't sit anywhere, right? Goes straight back into the base.
But so you're saying you couldn't tilt it one way or the other? That's what you're getting at?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was no room to pick either way.
There was no, yeah, because he just slammed the pool however he felt.
Whatever fucking Heidi thought was right. So we put this $50,000 pool surrounder on a pool that had no guidance, just a random height that he chose. I tell you, I'm like, you need to let the landscape installer set the grade for the pool. But
yes, we used to, on pool days, dig days. I used to send someone.
Yeah,
because I wouldn't be able to pick the height properly, so I would get it.
So I understand so you put a mark on the building or whatever, right? But if the pool guys don't know how to use a transit, and the excavating company guys don't own a transit, how good of a job do you think they're going to do?
They don't have a transit?
I doubt they own a transit. I really doubt. They don't own a shovel. They don't own a dump truck.
They got a zip level?
What's that?
They got a zip level?
Oh my God,
I don't even know if they'd have a zip level.
They've got a fucking zip level.
Is there a budget version of a zip level?
I think a zip level is the budget version of itself.
Okay.
Well, I don't like zip levels. I think we established that.
Yeah.
I still have never.
I was gonna say, that being said, I've never used one. And I set a harsh rule that I never would. Sticking by it. How much of my life is slowly escaping to the harsh rules?
Are you guys gonna pay to be get that blue check on your Instagram?
I thought that was only available in the States.
Now it's available in Canada. I just got the notification. $20 a month to have a blue check. $20 a month.
And what does the blue check mark do for me though?
It shows people that you are meta verified. It's a status symbol, essentially.
Well, thank you.
What, that I can pay $200 a month?
$20 a month.
The only reason I would be tempted to get that is so that I could, if there was offering some other level of protection on my account.
Oh, so that's their second point here. Increased account protection. I think we're going to see a blue check mark beside PK's name here. Maybe you can take down the other paver kings in the market. Worry less about impersonation with proactive identity monitoring. So there is some protection that comes with it.
Where did you get this notification?
If you go to the menu on the top right, and then there should be something that says meta verified.
Meta verified.
As well as support.
Where is it?
Do you not so the menu, right, top right, the 3 bars.
Ugh.
And then
I see the 3 bars, yes.
And then you should have something that says meta verified, that under saved orders and payments, and then meta verified.
Saved orders, payments, close friends, favorites, group profiles, discover people.
Well, maybe you don't have it yet.
Which one of your accounts does?
Both. How to Hardscape, I'm a Hardscaper. Let's see, but not ever after. So it must be just rolling out in phases here.
Can we Oh, we can meta verify our
Yeah, not a
our
finest
not our
hour.
finest hour account. Chad's been super active on it lately.
Uh, Honestly, I don't even know if it's still an option to sign in on my phone.
I don't think Chad's ever signed in.
Oh yeah, I have.
Okay.
So my personal account, I can't sign in. So here's, I don't know if you guys saw, Darian posted a thing on his Instagram with this JCB skid steer that has the extending arm that allows you to dump right in the center of the truck. What did you guys think of that?
I didn't see that.
I didn't see it, but it's just a telescoping.
Yeah, it's a telescoping skid steer, basically.
I like the idea of it. I don't like that it's a JCB.
Why not?
I have not heard good things of JCB.
What have
Could
you
be
heard?
wrong. I've never tried one myself, but
What have you heard?
I've heard that they're. Can we talk without getting sued?
We can always get sued.
It's
Wow.
secondhand. It's all secondhand, Chad. This is secondhand knowledge. You're basically, all you're doing is reverberating a story that someone else told you that you don't even know if it's true.
True.
So I don't
The
I don't know how
disclaimer.
so
I don't know if
this-
it's true, but
Yeah.
I've heard that they're the worst machine on the market.
The only thing I've heard that they're good, except the parts are expensive.
Really?
That's what so I know two people with JCBs and they both think they're amazing, but on the flip side, I was looking at something that was a JCB and Brad said to me, the parts are as expensive as a fuck for that. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I bought some pretty stupidly expensive parts. So if you're saying that, I don't want any part of this machine. So moved
Where
on.
are they from? They're from England?
Yeah, they're from England. They're very
Yeah.
popular in Europe.
Yeah. I just don't like the name either. JCB.
JCB.
You like the name Cat better? CAT?
Yeah.
Or is it just because it's a word?
Uh,
How do you think JCB feels about that, man? That's kind of mean.
Yeah, it's named after Joseph Cyril Bamford.
Oh, see?
the initials are the company. That's stupid.
Your company's name is NDL.
Yeah, I know, but it's not my name. It's not CWQ.
What's W stand for? Wilfred.
William. Yeah.
William.
Oh,
Yeah.
William. Bill. Does anyone call
Bill.
you Bill?
No, never been a Bill.
Never been a Bill.
I get Brad all the time, but
Why?
Chad, Brad.
Oh, Chad Brad. The old fashioned Chad Brad.
Yeah.
PK, what's your middle
Or Jack.
name?
My middle name?
Yeah.
Timothy.
We have the
Timothy.
same first and last initial. I was wondering if we had the same middle.
What's your
initial.
middle initial?
J.
John.
Very close.
Jacob.
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
It's really just another version of John. I think they would have given me that if we were on like Jeopardy,
Family Feud or something.
potentially. So, do you think guys think that this season is just a survival season?
If you're not getting a lot of leads, I'd say so.
It's definitely not a growth season.
Yes.
I think we're holding on. We're battening the hatches. We're not making any more big purchases, and we're gonna pad that bank account. Even though our interest rate went up, what was it, another quarter point in Canada?
Oh, did it? Great.
Yeah, because they said we have an extraordinarily resilient economy right now. Until
So
we
they're-
don't.
So they're trying to crush the economy by raising the interest rates?
Yeah. They're trying to slow things down, apparently, to curb inflation.
Great.
Great.
Trudeau.
Or
He's
kick
got
everyone
funny-
out of the home that they can't afford anymore whenever it's time to
But he's
remortgage.
got funny socks.
Is that the new thing?
No, that's how he got elected, with his funny colored socks.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's one of the ways. Like, I don't know. Don't look at me like you think. I mean, there's some things that you could stereotype with me that are totally inaccurate. But one of the things that if you were looking at me, you'd say that's not a guy that voted for Trudeau. That is definitely, I am that, like, you might say I look like that kind of person because I am that kind of person. So, yeah,
Do you think I'd close more jobs if I had funny colored socks?
potentially.
Ooh.
You think
I
that's
got
a thing?
funny colored socks, got this guy elected like 30 times.
Yeah. No, the Chinese got him elected 3
Oh, yeah,
times.
that's actually proven though. So that's actually true. I was just making fun of the funny socks.
I don't know if we can say this now that we have that law in Canada that you can't say stuff.
Yeah, we don't have the
Anything.
freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Well, you can't say stuff that someone might find offensive.
Hate speech.
Well,
Hate speech is talking about the the prime minister's funny socks. Hate speech,
I'm sure he would hate that.
maybe.
But then you could always say that you hate that he hates that, right? So
Well, I hate that. Yeah, that's a big circle to go around in. So you guys think that this year is a survival year?
yeah.
I think just the way it's going too. Yeah, I would say so.
So I was talking to someone today and they're talking about how they haven't closed a few jobs lately, but it's because they're really busy, so they're not getting the quotes back as fast as everybody else, and because
Mm-mm.
there's people that are hurting, they're turning quotes around in 12 hours. Like, before when you went to go look at a property, I think you would have had a week and a half, 2 weeks to get back to someone, and probably they were just happy you're the only person that got back to them. But
Yeah.
now they're seeing three people and they're all getting back to them in 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I think the market's changed there and people need to be more
Proactive.
proactive about it, I guess, and how fast you turn things around. So,
I have a little situation. We're in between, like, we don't have as much brickwork as we've had in previous years, and I don't mind completely. But our new injection of manpower has required.
these are the people where you said you'd take six of them and then we're like, whoa, I'm backing out. I only need
Oh, no,
one.
no, 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 no. This is our new installer and our hire. So we're trying to pull extra brickwork, but as we're doing this, I'm finding out that installer has health issues that limit how much he can work. So I'm caught between finding work for this guy and not taking any more work because I don't know when he can work.
Yeah, but
So, like,
can't he just go plant trees?
no, because he's a brick guy, and that is the extent of it. He's not a landscaper's landscaper, he's a brick guy.
So if he's doing the brick and he gets to a point where they got to put soil in the garden, he says, I'm fucking going home.
No, he'll do it, but he won't excel at it the way the rest of the crew will fucking hoot and holler and do a hell of a job.
This guy can't pound T-bars in. Like,
Mm,
or what about cutting open root bags?
yeah, I don't know. We have so many other guys that are great at that stuff.
At cutting open root bags?
Yeah, all that stuff on a topsoil site, on a tree site, everybody can do it all. But
I hope they can cut open root bags.
well,
Like, I'm just saying, like, so you're saying this guy's totally useless unless there's brick.
no, he's not totally useless, but he doesn't excel the way the other guys do.
Does he have a driver's license?
Yes.
Can he be the driver?
Maybe the driver for what?
I don't know, driving around, getting stuff, picking
Yeah.
up extra root bags when you need them. I don't know.
I suppose maybe he could.
So is he happy to take time off when there is no brickwork to deal with his health?
I haven't gotten there. No, like we haven't had that conversation. But like I'm sure I can find this work. But
Well,
my next
I mean,
whenever the health problems come up, I can't be the contractor that says, "Oh, well, he's not going to come today because he's sick," right?
But
Like
if you need steady work for him, couldn't you just go and fix stuff that you did over the last 9 years? Every time
yeah,
there's no
well,
work, just
that's what
because I mean, well, these people will be happy to have them back. You don't charge.
yeah. Well, that was a one-off, but thanks for bringing that up every time I talk about a warranty issue.
Chad's
Well,
year's going so well, he could do work for free.
I,
Yeah.
so you're saying, sorry, you meant like you don't want to be the person that says this guy's sick, or like I don't that
I
part.
don't want to be the person who's pushing off jobs
Oh, because you have a sick employee.
because yeah, like if so we start the job on Monday and we're supposed to lay pavers Tuesday or Wednesday, and
Yeah,
all of a sudden he can't go to that job site and that job site sits open with nobody there. I'm not the contractor that starts a
yeah,
job and doesn't finish a job.
yeah.
Right. Like I'm not the one
I agree with you. You have no one. If you do this, you have no one that can go when he's off
yeah,
to finish the job.
to do yeah. And I
Yeah,
don't want to be the contractor that started a job and then left for 3 days and then came back and then
yeah.
left again. Like
I wouldn't want to do that either.
that's not good for business. So we're treading lightly to see how this is going to progress. But
So, is it like you? I guess the commercial jobs there's not as much pavers this year.
well, there's lots of 10,000 square feet on the rooftop. Um, there's maybe another 5,000 brick for school jobs in the summer. There's a lot of softscape stuff, but yeah, there's not a ton more brick stuff.
I find this interesting because a lot of commercial landscapers enjoy the softscape part of it more than the hardscape part of it.
Mm, yes, I agree.
I think, especially as you get older. Like,
It's just less labor intensive, right?
yeah, things aren't generally as heavy, and you can get into a rhythm. And I don't know. Yeah, I agree. So, did you
And
know? Did you know about this particular problem when you hired this person?
no, no, but it came on fairly quickly, and I've just been treading water with it. Like it's okay because we have other guys that are capable, and we were just getting through the workload that we had, right? But now that we have a little less work, and I have to go pound pavement, I'm not sure that that's the best idea.
I don't think it's a good idea if you don't have someone you can send behind. I don't think it's good to open up a bunch of jobs that you can't finish consistently in a row. Because all that's gonna happen is you're gonna be there finishing the jobs.
Yeah, and I can't afford to be there finishing the job, right? So what's the answer? Kibosh this relationship, or what's
That would be my like. Sometimes, no matter how good someone is, they just don't work with your setup.
Right.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
They just don't like. They just don't because if you, especially if someone's not willing to, I don't think it's unreasonable at a landscape company to say, "Hey, we're doing trees this week. You need to put in a full effort."
Right.
In a
Yeah,
commercial setting, especially, like if they're not, and I also think that some of these tasks are not like cutting open root bags, pounding in posts, tying wires. Like anyone should be able to keep up with anyone doing that. It's not, someone teaches you how to do it and then you move forward with it.
yeah,
And you should be able to maintain a pace with the other people, I think, in my opinion. If you can't do those things, then like the one thing about landscaping is you have to be very versatile.
yeah. Of course,
It is,
absolutely.
every day is a different challenge. And like, so one day you're setting a fence post, the next day you're hooking up the irrigation computer, the next day you're, trying to find the pool line that's leaking. Every
No.
day. And if you don't have any versatility, then maybe you're not, or
Cut out for it.
yeah, if you're not willing to go get, let's say, get a DZ license so you could drive during those times. I don't know. It's, it just seems like you're being unreasonable at a landscaping setting. Like,
Yeah, one thing we've always been really good at is we've never had guys say that's not my job. right? Like that sentence burns my arse worse than anything when someone says that's not my job. In a landscaping company, there's that's a useless sentence because we have to do so much shit every day. So much
Yeah,
different.
When you hired him, did you communicate that like we would have you doing other jobs other than just the brickwork?
Mm, he knew what he was getting into.
Okay.
He knew what NDL was all about before
Right.
jumping on, right. And he's when he can work, he's a very good installer.
Right.
It's just
hardscape installed.
hardscape installer.
Yeah.
It's just I have so much going on every day that I need versatility.
Right.
More
I think it's not unreasonable to ask someone to be, and like if you were if you were a plumbing company and people were starting with you, and then you were asking them to work the fuse panel, I think that's like that's not reasonable. But at a landscaping company saying we're going from hardscape to softscape and softscape to hardscape back and forth, I feel like that's a pretty basic.
Yeah, it's an easy,
like, yeah,
normal transition.
Yeah, like one day you're laying pavers, the next day you're laying sod. I don't think that that's a specific. Like, I don't think you're being an unreasonable person by saying, "Hey," and someone says they don't know how to lay sod, but they know how to lay pavers. Seems ridiculous to me.
And maybe I'm not giving enough time to sort of see where things are going. It's just been a couple days on a softscape site, and it was. I mean, let's give it some more time. We'll see. On a similar note, on this rooftop job, I was standing at the railing for the rooftop, and I'm looking down this railing, and it's going in and out, side to side.
Great. It's only the railing.
I thought about it. I'm like, my pavers have to be bang on, laser straight as an arrow, no humps, no anything. And then I look at this railing that's going in and out, and I said, that guy's probably going to get his hold back. And someone's going to want to fight with me about my hold back.
Yep.
Like, why is it okay for the railing guy, but it's not okay for the landscaper?
Probably because the railing guy's got his hold back before final inspection on the building.
Yeah.
Like the railing could have been there for 3 years, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, I think I think the difference is that like when you're doing the landscaping inspection, it's like the final inspections. You know, it's just
Yeah.
the whole job's closing down. In general, someone doesn't want to pay someone for reasons that have nothing to do with anyone that worked on the job, and so then I think landscaping's easy to pick on because it's an uncontrolled environment. You know, we used to work for a GC who literally on every single job sent us a back charge for driving on the asphalt. Like to the point, like because they would say the parking lot was asphalt, the top coated, and you drove on it, $3,000 back charge.
No.
And they would send that back charge to every single trade that worked on the job. And some of the trades would be like, I haven't been there in 6 months. I was the person that did the foundation drain. They'd be like, you drove on the top coat, $3,000 back charge. To every single, and we would get it we were like making videos proving we were like piloting up so we didn't get this fucking back charge from this GC. It was crazy. I don't know. I don't know if that company's
anybody still work for him after getting a charge.
Right. The thing is, like, people still bid it because they don't know. There's one totally psycho landscape architect, like totally insane, and people just keep bidding work for him because they don't know. They haven't done it with him yet. They just find some new sap to. The same with we got hit with it once, and we were like, oh, and then I couldn't because they send you the back charge like 3 months later, like before they send the final payment. So I boss is saying to me like, did you drive on the fucking asphalt? Did you fuck this up? And I'm like, I don't know, man. It was like 3 months ago. Maybe we drove on the asphalt. I don't think we did. Like we try to avoid fresh asphalt, but maybe the water truck drove in there once, or I don't fucking know. It was 12 weeks ago. Like I don't. So then
Yeah.
then they just take it off your final payment. Like there's no option. They just don't pay. And then I guess if you were to take them to court, they'd be like, "Well, prove you didn't drive on the like we know
They'll
you
prove I
drove,
did. You're innocent till proven guilty.
but not probably not in like small claims court. It's probably I
Yeah.
don't know how it works. Honestly, I don't know how it works. It could be that true,
Yeah.
but it just I hate GCs in general. It's just
Yeah. You got to
fucking like
building GCs are generally worse than civil for us anyway. Mind you, we have some good ones. So
I don't know how the hell people price a whole building like that. Like
yeah, that's
there
got to
must be
be.
so many fucking mistakes.
There's schools for that, and like nobody ever taught me how to price a
We're
landscape job.
we're so last week we were talking about these 9 foot deep footings, I think, or the week before, where I was saying I wanted nothing to fucking do with this shit.
Now you're
So
doing
no, I'm no, fuck no. Like I fuck up a lot of stuff, but I don't get involved with 9 foot deep. So we're so the footing they started drilling the footings, and the first thing that got in the way was a random foundation wall that no one knew was there and was there for no reason. So we excavated the foundation wall. Some demo guys came in and broke out the foundation and broke out the footing that the foundation wall was sitting on, where the tubes, where these 9 foot deep tubes are going to go. Then we backfilled it. Then the guys, they put out the template, they start drilling. And 4 of the holes, they hit concrete. But it's just like over poor sidewalk pieces. So we dig it down, dig it down. This is like 5 feet in the ground or whatever. Dig it down, pull out all these huge slabs of concrete, backfill it. They put the template out. They start drilling. Then they hit more concrete 7 feet down, dig it out. I don't know, like the project manager on that job when I was negotiating the contract, and he asked me about these footings. I was like, I want nothing to do with that. That's a fuck show. And at the time, I guess he thought like, well, how does Mike know it's a fuck show? How does he know? Like, and then I was talking to him today, and he was like, I can't believe how right you were about these footings. It's the biggest fuck show ever. I know. It's footings, man. I want nothing to like. It's 6 footings that have to be at exactly the same perfect height and perfectly lined up to bolted to some custom made pergola that can't come apart. There's no give on it. It's like it.
no.
It has to be within an eighth of an inch. There's 4 bolts for footings, 6 footings have to be within a 16th or whatever to slide onto the thing. Like, I'm sorry, that is never, whoever designed that, like, that's never fucking happening. That's so fucked up. And now
Yeah.
there's foundation walls and huge concrete chunks and like all this shit in the way. It just total chaos. And the people that are running that place sent out invitations for the grand opening on July 1st.
And you'll be there.
I don't think we'll get invited.
We
On that site, 2 people broke into the porta potty on the first night, went in it. There was some disposed of condoms, a couple half-eaten sandwiches, and a phone charger left behind, and then they headed out. This porta potty is surrounded by like a 10-foot tall picket fence. So someone climbed the picket fence so they could have some sex in the porta potty, eat a half a sandwich, and forget their phone charger.
why would you is there electricity in this
No,
portable?
there's no electricity.
So they weren't charging their phone.
This place is so fucked up. Like we're putting in a bunch of bee gravel because there was a grade problem with the drawing, and they want to put it in like we're going to put it in 6-inch layers and compact it. And so where's the water? There's no all the water to the back of the building's been cut off. Like what the fuck?
Wow.
It's a on July 1st. It should be a good time.
For someone.
Well, the good thing is like we're on schedule to finish easily, but
Right on.
I feel like the people doing the footings might be falling behind.
Talking about projects on schedule. Do you guys remember the hotel that we did that we didn't get fully paid for?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this particular hotel called us back 2 weeks ago, and they said, "Okay, we're ready for you guys to begin work again after putting the kibosh on the job last year." We promptly told them that we would not be returning because we have trust issues about the 50 or 60 grand that we've still not been paid on the job, and they want the job to be finished. Said we need to be paid in full, and we want a PO for redoing or bringing the site back up to working conditions. So, which I don't know if it even makes any sense to get a PO for that, because the trust is gone, right?
Yeah.
If you have a PO doesn't mean they're going to pay you. I mean,
Did they say they would pay you to come back?
well, they have no choice because we're not going to come back if they don't pay us.
Or could they hire someone else to finish it?
Go nuts. Like we are not afraid to lose it.
Why
Because
did they kick you off to begin with? I don't remember.
because they were having funding issues and they weren't paying the contractors that were there, and they weren't paying the plumbers, and we needed to put irrigation in so we could do the sod. The topsoil was done, sod was not done. Never paid the plumber. He never came to set up the irrigation lines. So with all the nice topsoil that was put down, now it's all full of weeds, and the city made them weed whack the whole property, and in the process they weed whacked all the plants that we planted there. So now those are gone, and the whole site looks like a disaster zone.
Is the hotel open?
No, they can't open it until the landscaping is done, because that's one of the requirements of that particular hotel chain.
So why isn't the hotel chain just stepping in and fishing it? Are the hotels privately owned or something?
So the hotel apparently only buys it once it's completed from the investors. So the investors hire a management company or a construction company to facilitate the build, pay him, and then get reimbursed, I suppose, or they make their profit when the hotel finally buys it at the end.
Why wouldn't the hotel just build it from the beginning? I guess they're trying to avoid all this shit.
Yeah, they probably want to avoid all these problems.
Right.
I don't blame them.
So in theory, the investors ran out of money.
Yes, absolutely.
And so now they can't pay anyone.
Now they can't pay anyone, and they can't finish the hotel, so they need an injection of new investors so that they can.
But no one wants to invest in their shitty hotel project.
Yeah, because of all the shit that's gone. Like it can't be a win, right?
Did they ever make a payment to you?
We got $30K, which covers costs, like covers material costs on the job, maybe, but we didn't see like labor costs are fucking gone out the window.
So they didn't. Did they make any statement like they would pay you?
No, it's like it took months and months of calling and lawyers just to get the $30K, right? And that's where it stood. And now that it's time to really get the hotel open, they're like, when are you coming back? When are you coming back? We want to settle this and all this stuff, right? So, and I just told them straight up, trust issues. We need more money.
Why would you go doing any more work if they still haven't paid you for the 50 grand?
Well, we're not. We have trust issues. We're not coming back until we're paid for everything that we invoiced for to this point. And we want a PO to bring the site back up to condition, which is like $8 grand or something.
Yeah.
Like strip out all the weeds and everything and restake the trees and all the remulch the trees and everything. So you're welcome to commercial contracting.
Replant all those little shrubs that got run over.
Yeah.
Got weeded or bushwhacked.
Bushwhacked.
I guess they got bushwhacked.
Suppose, eh? I suppose. Hey, I think we hit 2 hours.
I think so.
Is that it?
Got like 10 more minutes or so.
10
more.
minutes.
Yeah. I have something to finish things off here, I guess.
Okay, finish it, Mike.
Last thing, 10 more minutes. Rate this 1 to 5. So this is another guru quote that I've heard quite often. Rank it 1 to 5, and I only got one of these, so this is it. 1 to 5, can't use 3. You are not a landscaping business. You are a marketing business that does landscaping.
Fuck off. I'm a landscaping business. That's
I-
a 1. A 0.
So I think it's a 1 because I don't think I'm a service business that provides landscaping. I'm not a landscaping business. My business is a service. Like landscaping to me is a service you're providing. We're in a service-based business that happens to do landscaping. That's my opinion. I agree with Chad though that I'm not a fucking what was the other thing? A marketing company?
business.
I'm
Yeah.
not a fucking marketing company.
I'm the furthest thing from, I don't market myself at all. They come to me. There's nothing about my business that's market.
Well, it's word of mouth about your great warranty.
Yeah.
That's a marketing expense.
On this
They're taking me to the market. That's for
on your my warranty is my discretion. That's what
Yeah.
I don't like you. You don't get no fucking warranty. You, I like 9 years. Like it's that's basically like no soup for you.
No warranty for you.
No warranty for you. You open your mouth too much. You're too annoying. No warranty for you. You got a warranty. No warranty for you. You warranty.
We have no hard rules at the company.
No hard. We have no hard or fast rules about who gets a warranty and who doesn't, or how long it is. It's all just randomly picked from Chad's brain that day.
Yeah.
But that's the best because no one can bitch at you. Someone calls you up and says, someone calls you up in 3 months and says, "Hey, my pavers suck," and you're like, "Well, it's not my fucking problem." And they're like, "What about the warranty?" And I'm like, "It's at my discretion." And the next person calls up. You should put that on your residential quote.
But
warranty at owner's discretion.
this is the beauty of running your own business. I can make this business anything I want.
It is.
It's true.
Like, and this is what I want, to make my own decision.
That's perfect.
What do you think about that quote, Mike?
Oh, I hate it.
Oh, you? Okay, Mike him?
I can't. Every time I hear it, I can't stand it. It's a definite 1. If I could give it a 0, I'd give it a 0. I just think like this is the person who made this quote is a marketer, and they're trying to sell marketing, right? Yeah. They're trying to sell marketing, or they have a course that they're trying to sell on marketing. So they're trying to get people to think, oh, I should be a marketing business, even though I'm a landscaping business and I can't do marketing. So I need their help. Right. And you could say this about anything. You're a sales company. You're not a landscaping company. You're a sales company. Or accounting, especially with Chad being audited. You're not a landscaping company. You're an accounting company. You need all of these things together to be what you are, but you are a landscaping business. I hate this quote.
Mike getting volatile at the end there. It's like someone was yelling. It's almost like someone was yelling at a woman at the bank. About landscaping quotes.
He's gonna take it outside with this.
You know, I know this is the end of the episode, but like, what's the weirdest way you guys ever got a job? I was doing something and it occurred to me the strangest way that I ever got a job. So, what's the strangest way you ever got a job, Mike?
I haven't had many jobs. I would say the strange. Oh,
no, I mean, like
landscaping job.
Yeah. What's the strangest way that you got a landscape? I can tell my story first if that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I need some time.
Okay, so I was in line getting a health card, and I was looking at my health card, and this lady said to me, "Oh, what are you doing here?" And I said, "Oh, I'm getting a health card." She said, "Why?" I said, "Oh, it's got all sand on it from work, so it doesn't work anymore when you zip it, and I can't." I can't get medical help if there's an emergency. And at the time, it would have been Paisley's mom was like freaking out that I could die. And so I was like, I'm here getting this medical card. She said, oh, why is there always sand in your pocket? I said, I'm a landscaper. She said, I need landscaping. I said, great. Let's get our health cards and head back to your house, because I had no work back then either. And they said, she said, great, let's do that. So we headed back to her house. I measured up the patio, and because I wasn't knowing my numbers as much then, I was like, we can do this for $4,000 or whatever I was. And she was like, okay, great. And then we showed up the next day and did the patio.
The next day.
We had no fucking jobs. That's why I was pushing so hard from the lady in the line at the healthcare. So that was my story that occurred to me, because I drove by the house the other day dropping off a bin. I was like, oh, I wonder how that patio's doing. Like the health card patio. So that's,
you gonna fix it at your discretion or what?
I would fix it at my fucking discretion. Goddamn right I would. I'm gonna change that on our quote and see if anyone actually reads the quote and notices and calls me.
I think you should.
Maybe I should fuck around with stuff like that when we're busy, not when we have no work. Actually, we close the work we closed today is like the one job. It's a good job. So I feel like we're on the uptick. Well, the Petrie curve is a good job too. It's small. I mean, we closed a good job. It's always good it's always easier to close something after you already closed something else, right? It's like yeah, exactly, on a roll. So do you have getting a strange job story, Chad?
Nothing like that. I pulled into the Walmart parking lot, and I'm getting out of the truck, and the lady beside me goes, "What is that?" So, what do you mean? She goes, "That on the side of your truck. What is that?" I said, "That's my business logo." She's like, "I love it. I don't know what it is, but I need to have it." Just like, what do you mean you need to have? She's like, "What do you do?" I said, "I'm a landscaper." She's like, "I need some landscaping then." And then
Perfect.
she gave me I gave her my card. She called me like a couple of days later, and we went over and we did a little patio for the lady. But it was all because of the logo on the side of the truck. She's like, "I just
Marketing.
need to." Like, I'm a marketing machine.
That's a good. It's almost like meeting someone in line getting a health card.
Yeah.
Except you're in the parking lot.
Though, but yeah.
Mike?
Nothing comes to mind for me. I don't think I've ever had anything interesting like that.
If someone walks up to you and says, I'm from down the street and I need work done, what's your immediate natural reaction to that?
Let's go right now and see what you got. I've dropped everything and go see what you've got. No. I say I'll give me your number or shoot me an email and we'll coordinate that way. But usually I'm too busy to do whatever I need to do to go talk to them.
What do you do, Chad?
I have no luck with neighbors. Like, I'll say, like I have, if you don't know us, if we show up on the fucking street doing a job for someone and you don't know who we are, do you want us to go have a look? Those are never jobs that we close.
I don't even go. I literally say I'm not interested. Thanks.
Wow.
Because I agree with Chad. I never close them.
I never
it's like a huge, it's just a massive waste of time. I'm like, I don't know why that is, because sometimes it's legitimate shit. Like, people need legitimate work done.
Yeah.
I just closed one today from a neighbor.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you only work in one neighborhood, so you better goddamn hope you're closing the neighborhood.
No, this is at a different neighborhood.
We were working in Ottawa, and it's like these little cookie cutter neighborhoods where everything looks the same and you don't know what street you're driving on because the next street looks the same and all this shit. We were doing a job for a homeowner there, and this guy came up and asked for a price on something else, and I went over and looked at it with him, and a couple days later he shows up on the job site. He's like, "Oh, so did you get my price, or did you put a price together for me?" And I said, "You know what? I really don't think we have time for it. We're super slammed and everything." He gave me the finger and drove off.
Sweet.
Fuck you, dude. You wouldn't have been a good client anyway.
I think you're probably not a good client.
Yeah.
I had a guy come up to me recently when I was working in close to Vaughan recently. And he said that he had a bunch of work. He was a realtor and he said
Oh, there you go.
he had 20 square feet of his yard that needed to be sodded, and he asked me how much that was going to be. Yeah, he asked me how much that was going to be, and I said that's just too small for us to take on. Like it's probably be like way too much to even justify giving you a quote. He's like, just give me a good price. I got tons of work for you lined up if you give me a good
Tons
price
of
on
work,
this.
baby.
Yeah. And I said, oh, like our minimum is like $1,500, so it would probably be around that. He's like, what?
After you already said, I don't want this work.
Yeah.
So, all right, we made it to the end. This is the end of the episode. Shut her down, Mike.